Hey there, welcome to another Slightly Rednecked video. This is a little different. This is kind of a fan engagement film, I guess, is what you would say. Had a viewer that asked me if I'd just do a quail update just to show my breeding flock and my chicks and those kinds of things. And I said, sure, why not? I'll do a little video on my quail. So this is it. It's not going to be anything real special. I'm just going to walk through my daily chores. I'm getting ready to go to work here in a little bit, so I've got to get my chores done here real quick. Show you I've got some quail in the brooder box right here behind me. If you saw my video on the automatic temperature controlled brooder box, you'll know that you'll recognize that that box sitting up there on the end. It's monitoring my temperature in my brooder, and it's going to kick that light on here in just a second, so you'll see the red lights going on and off. But anyway, let me take you around. I'll show you what I've got set up here. I don't have a huge quail flock, but you know, I live right in the middle of town. Nobody knows I have quail unless I tell them, and I can produce quite a few birds, quite a few eggs out of my little flock. So let me just show you what I've got set up here. Alright, this is my brooder box with my last hatch of quail in it. I think there's about 16 or 17 in there. Incredibly hard to count those guys. They just move all over the place. You can't keep track of them. But, you know, thanks to another YouTube viewer, they suggested I go with a clear tub for my brooder box. And you know what? That's great. You can see right through it and works out way better than just the solid color ones. And if you've seen my video on an automatic temperature control brooder box, that's what I'm using right here. So, you know, I've got that box up there that controls it. This light's going to kick off here in just a minute. But get up a little bit closer, and you know, you can see their water is empty. It needs to be changed, so that's one of my morning chores. And their food dish is empty, so I need to get some feed for them. So I'm going to do that real quick. Oh, there goes the heat lamp. It must be warm enough. I'm going to do that real quick, get that stuff changed out, and then we'll come back and we'll show you the rest of my flock. So nothing special about the way I do this. I'm just going to open the lid, take both of those things out. I'm going to go wash them off, dry them off, fill them back up, put them back in the brooder. So I'll be back with you here in just one moment. Alright, so I got their water dish all cleaned up, and I got it put back in there, emptied out a little bit, and there was some wet bedding in there, so I emptied that out, dug it out, and put some fresh bedding in there for them. Now I'm going to put their food bowl in here, and you're going to see them kind of get pretty excited here probably, so we'll just lift it up, and there's you guys a food dish. It'll take them a second to figure it out, but once they figure it out, they'll all be all over that food dish. So anyway, that's my baby quail I've got right now. I'm going to be growing those out, probably keeping the females, expanding my flock just a little bit. So let me take you out in the garage here, and I'll show you my my breeding stock. That's my main birds, so we'll go take a look at those. Now, I know I've shown this setup in a previous video. I'm still using the same setup. I got some eggs sitting up on top there. It's kind of cool in the garage, so it makes a good place to store them. So a couple eggs sitting right there too. So anyway, this is my main flock here. These are my breeders. I've got 4 females and a male in there. I've got 4 females and a male in there. I'm experimenting with this new feeder here, this longer style, just to see if it cuts down on waste a little bit. It doesn't seem to be. I've been using these feeders like this right here that I've made. I'll get away. He's going after me. But I've been using these feeders here, and that's just a tub with some holes cut in it. And it works pretty well, but the problem is that they like to get up on top of it like that. So when it gets a little bit low on food, then when they jump off of it, they tend to tip it over, and it dumps out a whole bunch of food. So I mean, it's you know, I need to figure something else out. I haven't really worked on it yet that much. Something with a wider base that won't tip over when they jump on it. But anyway, these down here are just grow outs. I was hoping to expand my flock with that. That's from my last hatch. But all of them roosters except for one female right there in the front looking at us. Well, standing in the front anyway. She's the only female in that cage. And they're getting to where they're starting to crow, so I need to, you know, they're going to start fighting here pretty quick if I don't do something about it. So I'm going to be probably butchering out at least 4 of the males, probably keep 1 male, take the female and maybe a female from each one of the other cages, put them in another cage and make another set and make another breeding trio. So I'll end up with 3 females and a male in each cage, and then I'll just replace females out of my next set of grow outs. So that's pretty much it. You know, as far as my chores go with these guys, you know, I got to fill their feeders up about every other day. This thing will hold about 2 days worth of food. Same thing, this thing holds about the same amount. I've got to collect eggs. You can see I've got eggs here that they laid overnight. So I've got to collect some eggs. Oh, there they are. Eggs right there. Make sure that their water's full, and that's really about it. The lighting's all automated. You can see their trays. I just emptied them out over the weekend. They're starting to get kind of dirty again, so I'll probably empty them out again, maybe tomorrow. Get them all cleaned up, put back in there. I do this about every 3 or 4 days. Empty these trays, these dropping trays out about every 3 or 4 days. You can go as long as a week in the wintertime when it's not real hot and there's not a lot of flies and it's not that bad. So, but really, that's about it. I mean, this is what my setup looks like. I've got the PVC rack. I've got, you know, this many birds, and I'm going to be expanding a little bit because I've been selling out of eggs, 4 dozen eggs a week, and I'm completely sold out every week. So I'm going to expand a little bit, get another, you know, I don't know, 4 or 5 birds at least. At least I'll have some eggs for myself and be able to still supply those that want them. So anyway, hopefully, let me turn this camera around and we'll get this closed out. So, all right, so a little bit of a different video than I typically do, but hopefully it's something that you enjoyed. Appreciate you watching, and if you have questions, if you need some further information, or you just want me to shoot something else in video, let me know. I'll be happy to do it. So thanks again for watching, and as always, God bless.